to speak today about our connection to what we as spiritualists believe in. And I know a lot of us come from different religions, different modalities within our lives. But spiritualism has always been part of every religion. I was told when I was young that we were the true religion. We were the true one. That we actually did what the Bible told us to do. Back in Genesis in the Bible, there are many, many aspects where Spirit actually appeared to Abraham, to a lot of the individuals within the Bible. Which Spirit appeared, they fed the spirits, they spoke to them, spirits saved them, spirits did all these things through the whole Bible. So we can pick up all these verses within the Bible, and it allows us to understand that we were in connection to Spirit. They were in connection to Spirit. The very best verse in the Bible that I've understood in my life was when Jesus said, "These things I do, you will do greater." And I've always felt that in my life because he talked to spirits, he talked to God, he raised the dead, he healed the sick. We can do these things stronger. But we have to realize that we are allowed to do that. When we read our principles here, I've always wanted to change the principles. I want to change them. It might be a fight, but I'd love to change the principles. Because what it says in the principles, it says, we believe. Not, we know that there is infinite spirit, intelligence. We know. It isn't that we believe or we affirm. We know. As spiritualists, we have that connection to Spirit. We have that connection every time we walk in our life as a spiritualist. And that connection to the spirit world. Through meditation, through all the things that I do, through transcommunication, through healing, through all these things, we are in complete communication with Spirit every day. Whether we realize it or not, Spirit is working with us, working with our higher consciousness. I brought cards today that I hand out to in fairs and large events that I do, and these are spiritualist prayers. One that actually brings forth mediumship. It's from an old book from the 1870s. It's out of print, but I wrote to print it. There's one word misspelled, but hey, you read through that. But there's a prayer, and on the back are two prayers that my mother used to say when she would do her mediumship. But I always want people to have these because they can increase their knowledge of how Spirit works. If we know that Spirit is here. I know I was in a church the other night, and this lady has been a spiritualist for 30 years. After I finished the service, she goes, "Do you believe that Spirit will see us on the other side?" Really? I said, "I don't believe." Her eyes got real big, like, "Ooh." I said, "I know they'll be there. Not that I believe that they'll be there. I know that they will be there to watch over me." I know that Spirit has that connection to me through the spirit world, through guides and protectors and people that follow us through our lives. I know that I am protected. Now, I might do some stupid stuff, that I'm not as good at my health and situations in my life, and Spirit actually will bring people and events in my life to try to correct the situation. They will try to correct things in our lives. Sometimes it's painful in our lives. We lose things they put to motion. And I explain to people, all of us go through a death in our lives. We do. Whether it's through a death of a family member, job, relationship, situations in our lives. There's always a death within our lives at some point. And what happens with that is we allow other people to fill that spot. We think that if we get something else, or we get somebody to fill that spot, that it'll be okay. But sometimes people have luggage. They just want to get rid of it. It's not really good luggage either. It's the cheap luggage. They want to get rid of it. They placed it in that space that you lost something. Now you have to deal with it. Now you don't feel as comfortable as you should, but it's not really your luggage that you propelled within your being. somebody else's. So when you lose something in your life, I don't care if it's a job, because if you lose a job that you've had for a while, you have a grief. You go through a small grief, whether you realize it or not, through people that leave your life. You lost a pet. You go through a grief. How long it happens to you is up to you. But you still go through that point. And that's when you should fill the space with things that you feel comfortable. I love it when people lose a pet. The next day, someone is trying to bring a pet for you to take care of. Pet's not gone yet, really gone. But now they want to have a pet at the door. How do you take care of it? Or you just finished taking care, you're a caregiver to your relatives, to your father or your mother. And the next day somebody says, oh, I have somebody for you to take care of. My God, you just got that done. Then someone's trying to fill the space for you. Allow yourself to understand what that is. There's a prayer in one of these books. It's called the Ascension Handbook. And it's a prayer of water. And I say this every day when I drink water in my life. People just drink water every day, but I say this every day when I drink the water. I drink water in my life. And the prayer is, I take this water of life. I declare it the water of light. As it brings in within my body, it allows my body to glow. I take the water of light. I declare it the water of God. I am a master in all that I am. And I drink, then I drink the water. I've actually got that written on some bottles that face the water inside the bottles. Then I drink the water. I allow guides in the spirit world to understand that I am trying to, I'm not trying to ascend yet, because I think I still have work on the earth plane to do. But I'm wanting to move to higher levels of consciousness. And as we meditate, as we connect to spirit, we're moving to higher levels of consciousness every single day if we allow ourselves to do that. Through spiritualism, I've been a spiritualist my whole life. It hasn't been a moment in my life I haven't been a spiritualist. I've tried other religions, but spiritualism kind of fit the bill for me. And we have to realize that wherever we choose, wherever we propel our lives, it should fit the bill for us. It should fit the situation that we feel best in our lives. If you don't feel good with where you are in your life, then change it. Tell your guides at that moment. Don't wait 6 or 7 months later and go, I didn't like it back then. Because once you accept it, it becomes a habit. Then all of a sudden it becomes a habit. It's very hard to break. The habit becomes very hard to break at that moment. You can break it when you first start it. That's why when I teach mediumship, I'll pick up your habits and I'll try to break you of them while you're still a student. I don't want you doing it as you become doing it in front of people. Since you're having a habit and all of a sudden you go, and Spirit goes, you must like that. We're going to give you some more of that. We break the habit. We break it. We allow ourselves to be in the flow with Spirit. That isn't breathing. That's through working with Spirit, but allowing ourselves to be in the flow. You can notice when mediums drop out of the flow, they'll just drop out. And you'll watch them just sit there and they'll just spin in gear for a moment. So they've dropped out. They're not still in the flow. They've dropped. And you can watch mediums do that because they don't allow themselves to breathe. They don't keep a rhythm of breath, a rhythm of situations in their life to stay within the flow of Spirit. And that's through just teaching and understanding how Spirit works. The prayer, his prayer on that card back out there, allows you to tell Spirit, I'd like this. Make this happen. We should create what we want in our lives as far as spiritualists. All of us are probably Reformed Catholics or something. We're informed of something. Something happened in our lives that we were taught when we were kids. We still have that in one of the trunks within our vibration. We could have Christianity back here. A little bit of Catholic, a little bit of Seventh-day Adventist. Boy, we just got a little pile of stuff back here. And we keep that, just in case. As I talked to a Christian spiritualist one day, we're a Christian spiritualism, just in case we picked the wrong door. So, just in case, I don't think they're going to wonder whether you're a Christian or a spiritualist at the front doors of spirit world. I don't care. The question is what we believe in, what we expel to ourselves. Not what we tell others, what we allow others to see with us. It's what we would expel within our being, with our vibration. But that is what we will see in the spirit world. That's why the ascension books, the different things you read, you take pieces so you can move up the ladder. Up. Not down, but up. We're never really moving down in our lives. We're never really doing that. We don't move down the ladder. We might stop on the ladder and just stand there for a while and stare off in the distance. But we never move down. We're always in a progression up. Remember, you've got 10 to 15 guides behind you. 10 to 15 that are blocking the avenue down. They're behind you, pushing you up, not pulling you down. And when you're stuck on the path, they are gathering around you to encourage you and improve your existence so you can move up. It's when these things happen in our lives, and I explain to people, we could leave today and see a whole bunch of things happen. If we keep track of what's going on around us, then we have an understanding of what Spirit wants to do for us. What do they want to do for us? You know, they want to help us. We just have to accept the help. I don't just believe in infinite intelligence. I know that there's infinite intelligence. I just don't believe the phenomena of nature. I know the phenomena of nature. I know. I have a knowing of that. They say the affirming the communication. I believe that the communication with the so-called dead is a fact. I believe that because I do it every day. I don't affirm it. I believe it. I believe that Spirit has always worked with me through my whole life. I've seen Spirit as a kid. I'm seeing Spirit now. I see Spirit in this room. Spirit is always with us, always connecting in some way, either through helping us with healing or through mediumship, but they are always there to help and encourage. Sometimes we deal with the lower entities of Spirit. And sure, there are lower entities in the spirit world we have to kind of adhere to, but we have to move past that. We don't stay there at that vibration. We move up. We don't attract. We only attract our highest and best. Explain to people when I do readings, I don't protect myself when I do readings, so I don't. I ask for my highest and best, nothing else. Highest and best for me. I'm not asking for your highest and best because I don't really know where your highest and best is. But I know what mine is. And I ask my guides for my highest and best and nothing else. So then I know that my guides are separated out around me and going to protect me and keep whatever I don't need away from me. It's when your mind goes to the negative part of your vibration. It's when you allow that to feed into your auric field. When you need let that to feed in, then your mind will go there. Subconsciously, you will go there to the bad part, the bad vibration. That's why it gets me all like when people do meditations, they say, please breathe in, hold it, and breathe out all the negativity in your being. Like we're telling you that you're just an evil little person and you need to get rid of that stuff. I allow people to breathe in the energy from God's source, to touch the Christ Spirit within you because you have the God Spirit within you. And you breathe out blessings and love into the spirit world. Why am I breathing out negativity to the spirit world? I'm just going to upset the people that are following me by breathing that out. I'm breathing out positive energy. I always have in my life. I don't breathe out negativity because then my mind will go there. And I'll start to feed in on that vibration. It's when you allow yourself to understand that you are a creation of God. We have those blessings within us that were created within our being to allow us to know that we are endeavored with the Holy Spirit within us. I am God. I'm the embodiment of God. I stand here. And the vibration in all of us are the embodiment of God. Who we are. We have to believe that, though. We have to have a knowing of that. We have to let the negativity in our lives just leave. Maybe it was just a moment in our lives that we had to go through. Maybe it was somebody else's luggage that we happen to pick up. Notice the airport says, do not take luggage from strange people. Don't pick up any luggage that doesn't belong to you. Try to just let them take it on their little journey. Doesn't mean you have to take it. Doesn't mean you have to propel it in your vibration. Same thing when I teach things in people's vibration. I don't tell them that you have to believe the way that I believe. As spiritualists, we don't tell you, oh my God, you better believe this way, or you will be positioned outside the church. We tell you that we have these affirmations that we'd like you to kind of read, kind of feed it into your vibration. We don't tell you how to believe in these affirmations. We just have you read them. You know why we have you read the prayers and different things at the beginning of the churches? Because ever since the 1900s, early 1900s, these prayers have been read in churches on every service. So there is spirit on the other side. When you say these, they hear you. There's a chorus of people on the other side reciting these when you recite them. A chorus behind you. So when you say these, think in your vibration when you say them. Because maybe you can hear the chorus of other voices behind you reciting it with you. When you say the healing prayer, your healing guides recite that prayer over you. Even though you're saying it out into the spirit world, your healing guides are reciting that prayer over your being. So when we do these things, it isn't that we want you to believe these. We'd like you to adhere to them. But you're going to put your own belief system in that vibration. Most people in this room, I can ask you what infinite spirit intelligence means to you. I get a whole bunch of stories about what it actually means to you. How it connects to you when you read it. Not because it connects, everybody in this room connects the exact same way. It is how you see it. Not that I want to change your view of where the spirit world is. I'm not wanting to do that. I don't want to change your understanding of it. I want you to give little pieces in your vibration to allow you to move up the ladder, give you a different view, allow you to understand if that is the view you like seeing. If not, move past it. Don't get yourself stuck running in place for most of your life. Because a lot of us are stuck. We allow individuals, situations, and things in our lives to stop us on the path. Not allowing us to move forward, just allowing us to be there. And we don't move. We stay there for most of our lives. Most of it. We never move, we never progress forward. We only allow ourselves to be there. Because we're afraid. I had a student the other day who goes, oh, I want to deal with spirit, Luke. I want to see them. I want to be clairvoyant. Oh, but I don't want them in the room with me. Once you put the calling, dear, they're coming. But she didn't want it. She didn't want them up in her business, up around her. She didn't want to see them at night. I've got spirit in the shower with me. I got spirit eating dinner with me. I got spirit walking around the house with me. They're just walking around. They don't see you as you. They see you as a vision of light, of energy. They're attracted to your energy. You got a 150 watt bulb, boy, you are going to attract some spirits. You had a 25 watt that's about ready to go out, well, you might have a little bit of an issue there. It's how you raise the light within your vibration. We're all trying to raise the light, raise the vibration. That's what we're trying to do through our lives, through our connection to spirit. Ask your guides, ask the spirit teachers, what do you have to learn from it? I tell people, my guide Lucerne, he simply just says, if there's something I've missed, something I should be looking at, something I should personally be putting in motion, please show me. Covers all bases. Whatever you need in your life, whether it's health, whether it's clairvoyance, whatever you need. If there's something I'm missing, something I should see, something I should put in motion, please show me. Allow yourself to watch. She might say something today. She might say something. She might say something. You go, oh, that's strange. All three of them said the same thing to me. That's a message. That's a message from Spirit. Did a reading the other day. The lady was down by Spirit Pond. She was playing with the butterflies. She walked up near my office. And she came to my office. Some lady was behind her in the spirit world with butterflies. I said, there's somebody here with butterflies. She said, oh, I was just playing with butterflies. It's a message. Message why they want her to see the butterflies again. The message. Remember, you can teach animal totems, and people can teach you animal totems. But remember, your animal totems will change as you need them. Don't think, oh, I got the bear. I've had the bear since I've been a kid. I'm going to have the bear. No, you don't. Your animal guides will change as you progress in your spiritual growth. You might need the peacock at this point in your life. Bear probably steps aside. It's what you perceive in your life at this point is what Spirit's trying to tell you. If you stay in one room with one guide, one vision, one situation, you never move forward. Your guides change. Not all of them, but most of them do. Your animal totems will change. Your decision on what you do in your life changes from day to day. You decide what time you want to get up. You decide what you're going to do today, consciously or subconsciously, so decisions change. In this religion, we want you to just be you. Just be you. You don't have to be anybody else. Don't try to be anybody else because it's not going to work. Be you. Be what your vibration is telling you to be. Try to raise it as high as you can, but be you. Be authentic you. Because mediums try not to be the authentic self. The authentic vibration of themselves. Try to read like someone else. Want to read like John Edwards. Want to read like So-So. Want to read Do you read like you? Oh, if I could hear like John the Baptist. Maybe John the Baptist isn't you. Maybe you just need to heal you. Vibration here is allowing ourselves to be us. To be our vibration. That in turn will attract whatever you need in your life. You start trying to be someone else and you attract something you might not need because it isn't you. It's your vibration. There's a cute joke that my father used to say. This lady went in the hospital and she was getting ready to die. And she asked God, I said, I'd love to stay longer, God. God said, okay, I'll give you a little bit more time. So while she was in the hospital, she had a facelift, tummy tuck, she had everything on. She had everything worked on. Everything. So she leaves the hospital and gets hit by a bus. She tells God, said, what happened? He goes, I didn't recognize you. So sometimes we allow ourselves to move in a different direction in our lives. Sometimes we just allow ourselves to be trying to be something else since we are not. You. I'm a conglomerate of a lot of things in my life. I'm half Native American. I've got Native American culture in my life. I'm raised a little bit Christian. My father, my grandmother's Catholic. Different things in my life, but my mother was spiritualist, and that's where I really needed to. I loved going to spiritualist camps back in the day and watching people work from the platform. But I also loved when I went with my father, but we used to have tent revivals. I love tent revivals. I still love them to today. You have a tent revival, you might see me in the back. I love the energy in a tent revival. I just really do. The energy just expands and expands within the tent. It just encourages me. I don't know why. But I'm sitting with all the energy of all the people that are in that space. That's why I like going to different places, different vibrations. I'll go to St. Augustine, I'll go to different places and sit in the old churches and just sit there. Just take in the energy. Take in the vibration of energy. That's why I like reading older books. I have books from the 1700s in my collection. All the way from the 1700s, people touched that book. They read it with all their dreams and all their hopes and all their connections. They touched it. They left pieces of themselves on the book. And when I open that book, I get a balance of all that energy coming back at me from all the souls that touched that book. It brings a balance within your life, an understanding of who you are. But when you're connecting to Spirit, tell them highest and best and nothing else. Set your direction of where you want to be. Go due north. When you meditate to Spirit, you should face the vibration, but if you're meditating to produce phenomena in your life, your chair in your life should face north. If you're dealing with phenomena, it should face north. If you have a cabinet in your home, you should face north. North. From all the old books that I've written, read, and been around, face north. When you're trying to produce phenomena. You want somebody to walk in the room and talk to you? Face north. If you're scared of them, don't do that. Because if you're scared of them, they won't be able to come back. They won't be able to come back for a while. They're not allowed to scare you. Spirit is not allowed to scare you. If they scare you, they'll have to step back, and it might be a while before they do it again. So be ready for them. If you want to do it, be ready for Spirit to appear. Don't just sit there and go, oh, I'd like to see it. Then there'll be a while before they should arrive back in your vibration. I know some people have out-of-body experiences. They hear rushing water, then they hear little bells, and they get ready to leave their body, then they get scared. They get scared. Then it might be years before they're able to have an out-of-body experience again because they got scared. Spirit can't take them again.